Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cognos Analytics Session 2. I'm Elena, Cognos Analytics Administrator, and this is our second session. Here is the agenda. We're going to talk about dashboards and infographics, how to add visualizations and widgets to dashboards. We're going to talk about stories. We're going to talk about how you use Cognos for the group work and etc. All right, questions and answers always. All right, so last time we looked at the claims and weather data. Here is a screenshot of how the data looks like. So the idea is the data tracks the customer information, including the demographics such as income, marital status, etc., the car that the person drives, the insurance policy type, etc. And that information is used to predict the total claim amount. Target is the total claim amount, right? So this is how the data looks like. And before doing any analysis, what did we do? We had to apply some filters, right? We noticed that most of the data were, if effective to date was missing, it was missing a lot of other values. So what we did was we added the filter to exclude the rows where effective to date is missing, right? Then we created the selectable filter to allow seeing visualizations for the personal policy type for small vehicle. Then what we did is we noticed that some other columns had missing values. We replaced the missing income value, for example, with the column average, right? Then same thing for monthly premium. Then there is a column called claim reason, categorical column. It also has some missing values. And there's a video where I showed you how to replace the missing value as a value called other, right? We talked about how to create the data groups, right? For numerical and categorical column. We talked about that, right? But what we did not talk about, well, first of all, look, we did data pre-processing, right? Then what else did we do? We did the data exploration, right? So here it is. This is a data exploration. Note this here. The data exploration, the purpose is to get some findings from the data, right? However, this set of cards, this is not how you are going to present your findings to your manager, right? That's not the way you're going to present. First of all, there is no way to change the fonts. There is no way to add text, right? There is no way to select one data point in one visualization and make this all visualizations to show for the data point, right? I cannot just go in and apply the filter to all visualizations. There is no connections. I cannot see connections, right? In here, I cannot adjust how things look like. There is no way to add some type of animation, if you will, right? There is nothing in here, no interaction. It's just set of cards, right? So we go in insights and then we present insights. So that's going to take us to the next topic, which is called dashboard, right? So dashboards. What are dashboards? We create dashboard to present our insights about the data. You take advantage of you combine visualizations and very attractive layout. You can specify how visualizations appear. So you don't have to have uniform blue bars everywhere, right? You can change colors. You can add borders. And then the visualizations on the same tab automatically linked if they use the same data, right? Visualizations in the dashboard, if they use the same data source, they're linked. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Now, you may add text, you may add widgets. It's possible to reuse visualizations from other dashboards and from other explorations. Then you may toggle between view mode and edit mode. And well, you may add calculations and you may add navigation paths, but bear in mind that if you create calculation in a dashboard file, it will not be available in another dashboard file. So if you want your calculations to be available in all dashboards that you create, you're going to create them where? In the data module, okay? So this is just about the dashboard, what the dashboards are. Now we're going to create new dashboard. There are multiple ways to do that, but the easiest way is probably go back to this. You're going to go back to the data that you want to use to create your dashboard. Well, in this case, I have it saved in my content, and I have something called claims and weather data module. This is called the context menu, remember? And when I click here, I should see an option, create dashboard. When I do this, this file that I clicked on will be used as a data source for my dashboard. Now, there are two types of dashboards. Infographic. Infographic is a single long page with visualizations. It's just on one page. Where top dashboard is the visualizations appear on multiple tabs. You can have one or more tabs. Infographic, there is no way to apply a filter to the subset of visualizations, right? Where in the tab, you can apply the filter to specific tab. And one reason, another main reason we're going to use tabbed is because you can export the tabbed dashboard into a story. So there is a little way to cheat, if you want to call it cheat, on assignment 4, where you're asked to create the dashboard, right? Then you're asked to create a story. But if you use the tab dashboard, there is a way to export your dashboard into a story, okay? Now, what else you see here is that, well, of course, both infographics and tab dashboards are interactive. Both have different layout options, but take a look at different templates. A free-form template, it does not adjust based on the screen resolution, right? So you probably want to select the predefined. One thing to keep in mind is that the more visualizations you have on a page, the longer the page could take to load, right? Well, to be honest, I like 2x2, and I'm going to stick with it. So I select this 2x2, and I'm going to click OK. So what's happening right now? It's opening the dashboard, sees a new tab, and I had 2x2 panes, right? What do I have in here? Well, this is my data module. Do you remember? My data module, and I have the columns in the data module, right? What else do I see in here? I've got my data groups that I created, right? I have the calculations in here. And what is this? Do you remember? This is a selectable filter, right? And remember, if I click on properties here, there is no way to know what this is unless I use the descriptive name, right? There is no way without going back to data module. So this is defined in data module, and it's available here. Last time I created the navigation path, but why I don't see it here? Because I created the navigation path in data exploration. I did not create the navigation path in data module. So it's not going to be here, right? So here, this is 2x2. Here, similar, the icon represents the column type, remember? So you have this nice undo, redo buttons, right? So where you can undo and redo the latest change. Similar here, this is a name. And if you see this little asterisk, it means that the latest change has not been saved. So what we need to do is you just need to save it. You're going to be saving it into my content. See this little icon? It means my content. And let's save it as a claims dashboard. Claims dashboard, right? Claims dashboard. Okay. And I'm gonna click on save, right? So now a little bit of housekeeping here. This areas here, filters, it can be collapsed and expanded, right? I minimized it. This area can be minimized too, right? Now, so I showed you how to create a dashboard, right? I showed you how to start. Then I showed you different types of dashboard layouts. We talk about templates, right? And here I spelled it out. So you want to, if you use a predefined, it's gonna auto resize, right? It consists of the panels. And basically a panel is a placeholder for visualizations, okay? And it's also called something called relative positioning, right? So this is an interface. I talked to you, but I did not show you all. Well, here you click here to see the data, right? This is pins. Pins are nothing but bookmark. I'll show you how to create one, right? This is, again, our friend data assistant. We could use that to add visualizations, right? Same data assistant that you have seen in exploration. This is the visualization library. You can just drag and drop. Like, for example, I can drag and drop this pie chart, right? So this is my visualization. But again, remember, you have here are the slots. If you see the asterisk, what does it mean? It means it's required. I must specify something here in order to see visualization, right? Same will apply. So what can I do in here? Well, for example, for each segment, I want this to be the state, right? So I can pick state or a state code, whatever. So that's going to be the segment. Now I need to specify the segment size. And I want this to be number of customers. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to drag and drop the customers. Why? Because the data here, if I look at this, it's going to show me how the data is summarized, right? If I look at it summarized, it's doing the count distinct. So this is showing me right now. It's showing me the number of customers that I have in each state. It's not the number of claims. It's number of customers because it's doing the count distinct. Okay, count distinct on a customer. And I've got the legend. So this is my pie chart, right? That's it. Easy, right? Now, the properties that are available depend on what you have selected. Like, for example, right now, I have selected my pie chart, right? So I'm going to go to the properties. It's here. This is properties. I click here, right? So what properties are available for the pie chart? Well, first of all, I want to show the legend, right? I keep it. If I wanted to, I could change the colors, but I'm going to click on the chart here, right? First of all, mainly the purpose of the pie chart is to show the percentage. So I want to know which percentage of customers are in each state, right? The pie chart is more about the percentage of data, not about the specific numbers. So I want to do this. I want to turn on display the percentages, right? Then what else can I do? Well, I can say this. I want to see it as a donut. Why not? Right? So then I can play around with other properties. Another one is the title. So I'm going to click on appearance. Well, first of all, you can change the fill color. You can change the border color if you want to, right? I can change my border, right? So that's a border. Then there should be the title. I'm always looking for it, but I'll find it. Okay. So, oops, sorry, always looking for it. But you can add the title, and then for the title, you can also specify the color. Okay, you can also specify the color of the title. Always looking for it, but no worries. Okay, so that's a visualization. That's a color palette. You can change the color palette. You can change if you want to see the legend. You can change if you want to see the labels, right? Then you can change the label location. In this case, I want to do the horizontal, right? And I want to display percentages, and I want to see the value labels in here. Okay. So, and I wanted to, I could change the color options. So that's another palette, right? So I've got that. Then, so that's just basically the properties of this specific, the pie chart. Oh, that's an appearance, and I can do the color. Oh, here it is. I just found it. Show title. See this? I can click on show title. This adds another tab in here. See this? Text details. And I can say percentage of customers, right? By state. So this is my title, right? And then here, the title properties, I can edit that here, which is font size. I can make it bold. I can make it centered, etc. Okay, so this is just the pie chart. Now, another thing is that you can specify the properties of the tab itself. So I click here. I can add another tab here. When I add another tab, do I have to keep the same template? No. But I'm going to keep 2 by 2, but I don't have to keep the same template. If I don't like, I can always change it. See this? I click here. This is how I edit the title. Here is to duplicate. And this one is to change template, right? Okay. Now, there are properties specific to the tabs. So, see this? I don't have any visualization selected at the moment. I can go here. I can click on tabs. And I can change the color of the title, right? I can change the selection color to green. You see, basically the properties that I see here depend on what I currently have selected. Okay, so that's about the properties, and you can play around at your leisure with this. All right. So we talked about this. We talked about the tab dashboard, so I'm just showing you, you can change the positioning, you can change the language, you can change the themes, etc. Right? So that's a tab selection indicator. It shows which tab is selected, green line in this case. There are multiple ways to add visualizations. What I did a minute ago, I just went to here, visualizations, and I created a brand new visualization, right? So first I'm going to save it. Now, you might be wondering, last time you did a lot of decision trees, right? Well, because what's going to happen is this. You did assignment 3. For assignment 4, it's a continuation. You're going to be using the same data. But you did a lot of visualization work for assignment 3. And you want to reuse the work you did for assignment 3 here. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to open the data exploration file, right? So this is a data exploration, right? I have all these cards. But if I want to reuse some of these cards, I have to click here on this card. See this? So this is a total claim amount by policy type, for example, right? Then I have this one is a customer percentage by state. See this? I have a lot of nice visualizations that I built last time, but I want to reuse them. So what you do is you just select this visualization, for instance, right? And then you need to pin it. See this? This is a pin. Pin will add this visualization to the bookmark, right? There we go. So right now it says process and pin. That's a bookmark, and it's a visualization that I should be able to access across the board, right? Everywhere, wherever I want to. So this is another one, perhaps. This is my decision tree that we did last time, and I can add a pin for that too. See this? I'm adding this, and I created a video more on pins, on how to search them, etc. Okay? So we did that. Now what I can do, when I go back to my file, right? When I go back here, what I need to do, I just go here, I go to my pins, then I find the pins that I like to reuse and I just drag and drop. See this? So that it's just gonna add the visualization that I created last time into here, okay? And I can reuse. But one thing to remember is that I have a bunch of stuff in here. If I deleted the exploration workbook where that pin was created, the pin will become invalid. You would have to delete the pin, right? Oh, this is nice. This is a tree map by state. Let's see if that works. See this? I just reuse the visualization. Nice and easy, right? I created them to pin. See, I added them to pins and then I just drag and drop. Very easy. Another thing what you can do is, of course, use this assistant, right? So when I type data, I'm gonna see all my data available. So this is my claims and weather data module, remember? I click on it, I see a bunch of columns. I can click on total claim amount. It's gonna give me the properties, right? But here I can see something like this. What influences, right, total claim amount? I can click on that. See, here are some fields that influence total claim amount. And I want to see the visualization, right? So like, for example, here, do you remember? I believe it was vehicle size was the most important predictor. So see this here, the vehicle size, right? It was vehicle type, but anyway, this is a vehicle size, right? I can pick any of these visualizations and just drag and drop here, okay? So then if I want to go back, rerun this command, right? I just click here and run again, right? I'll go back to previous visualization. See, it's running now. And this is just showing me, show total, it's just showing me the properties of the total claim amount column. And I can look at what influences again, and I can pick, it was a vehicle class. There we go, it was a vehicle class. So I can take this and I can just drag and drop vehicle class, right? That's it. Or if I don't like it on this tab, I can delete it and I can add another tab. I can go to another tab and I can just drag and drop here, right? So this is vehicle class. Very easy, right? Or another thing what I could do is this. I could drag and drop this visualization. Then I can take this to the focus mode and I can change the columns. Like, for example, see here, every bar is a vehicle class. I can remove this column and I can put the state, right? So need to find this state, right? That's it. So I change my visualization for state. Okay, just showing an example, you can just change that. Then you could also change the properties for that visualization, right? If you're tired of the blue color, then you can just go change the palette. See, now it's gonna be green. I know you might be tired of the blue color from last assignment. So here we go. And you also can add titles and etc. I'll let you play around with these guys here. Okay? So that's a state code. That's a vehicle class. You've got two tabs, right? Different ways to add visualizations. Another thing is you could, sometimes it works, you can take this, you can take the column and drag and drop, and that will also create visualization. Like, for example, let's see the total claim amount. If I drag and drop here, this is going to show the average in this case, right? It just shows the average total claim amount. But let's see what's going to happen if I drag and drop the policy on top of it. It's going to adjust the visualization here. See this? It adjusted for policy, right? See that? It's adjusting. I can just drag and drop the columns and get my visualizations, right? So that's what it is, but let's see. I showed you this, right? I showed you the visualization library. Oh, that's a focus mode. When I click on that arrow in here, I click on this arrow and I can I can specify the properties, okay? That's what it is. It's a visualization in the focus mode where I open this here, the properties. Notice that there are a lot of similarities with what you have done last time, right? Then here you can click, you can see oh, this is just, you can select which insights you want to see on visualization. Okay, you can turn things on and off. All right, so that's a 2x2. You can rename the tabs, right? You can change colors. What else is here? Okay, so this is just what I just showed you, the pie chart, right? Because the purpose of the pie chart to show the percentage of the whole, right? So you probably want to show percentages. You could, then you want to add the nice title, right? You can make it look like a donut. You can change the colors. If you're tired of the standard colors, you can specify how the heading looks like, etc. Right? So that's a visualization properties that we did not have. Then you can also add a text. So I'm gonna go to here and I want to add a text. So I go to the widgets, right? Oh, that's assistant, this is widgets. And one of the widgets is a text. I'm gonna drag and drop in here and I'm gonna put my text. I love data 610, right? I need that. So this is a text. And for the text, I also have a set of what? Properties, right? I can change, I can make it bold, I can change the color, right? There is a lot I can do, right? And I can edit the text if I want to. I can put border. See that it's in here. And also, when I click here, I also saw this little toolbar. I can change it here or I can change it here. See? So then this is just general appearance. You can change the fill color. You can change the border color, etc. Now for the images, you cannot copy and paste the picture directly. You have to add a link to the picture online, okay? So if I drag and drop my image here, I cannot just do this. Like, for example, if I search something like car accident picture, right? I search for car accident picture and I go to my images, right? So this picture, I cannot just copy and paste. What you have to do is you have to do copy image link. And before you even do that, you want to first check if that image link is valid, right? That image link should end with a JPG something, right? Then you're gonna go back and you're gonna copy that link in here, right? The image URL, oops, you cannot do this. Oh, because usually to copy, you cannot copy and paste stuff directly here. You have to use the clipboard. Do you remember? Because it's a VDA. But somehow it worked, not sure. But this is the image, right? What I did was, I did not copy and paste the image. I took this image URL, this long thing that ends with JPG. If you scroll all the way, you're gonna see at the end, it has to end with either JPG or with IMG, etc. Oops. Okay, so sorry guys. So now we're gonna go here, go back, right? So that's the image. Same thing for the video. You have to add the video URL. Okay. Now we've got that part. So far easy, right? That's an image, and I have a detailed video on this. Now we're gonna talk about, well, let's talk about filters first and then links. So filters, I'm gonna save it. Suppose that I want to filter this by the state. I want to see my visualizations for specific states. I close this. See, here is a filters area, right? Here, I need to go back to my columns. So if I want to filter things by the state, what I need to do is I need to take this column, maybe like state code, right? And I'm gonna drag and drop here. But because I drag and drop to all tabs, and now I'm gonna change Iowa and Kansas, I selected these two states. What's happening now? All visualizations on the first tab are adjusted just for the two selected states. See this? It's percentage of customers by state, but it's only showing the two states that I selected. When I go to the second tab, I also see just two states that I have selected, right? I'm filtering now both tabs. Why? Because I chose to filter all tabs, and I have two tabs, right? Okay, and here it shows the value of the filter. So now suppose that this is not really what I want. I want to filter only the first tab. So I'm just gonna go delete filter, and I'm gonna re-add this filter to this tab. And now let's select 3 states in here. This is filtered, right? But when I go back to the second tab, it's not filtered. Why? Because I applied the filters to only the first tab. See, if I look at this tab, there are no filters here. Okay, the filters that I applied was here. Then few things to remember. There's a difference between clearing filter and deleting filter, right? So when you delete filter, you just delete it altogether. Or when you clear it, you just clear the selected values. Okay, so let's just go delete here. I deleted it, right? So that's what we have. Now, another thing I mentioned earlier, that the visualizations are linked, and I created a separate dashboard to demonstrate what I mean. So let's go back to the welcome page. I call this connection demo. Here it is. So this is a dashboard called connection demo. First of all, I just reopen the dashboard. And I cannot, you see that I cannot change anything, right? Why? Because when you open the dashboard has two modes, edit mode and view mode. View mode is an interaction. You are playing with the dashboard, right? Like now, I'm selecting the state, visualization adjust for the state, and etc., right? And take a look at this. I select one point, right? And everything else gets selected, see? I selected here, Oklahoma, and my visualizations, the other two visualizations are also selected to Oklahoma. Why? Because I used the same data source to build this form, right? But you can break the links. So first of all, you need to go to the edit mode. See this, there is something called widget connections in here. So as you can see, all these widgets belong to group 1, right? They all belong to the same group. If I select a state here, right, Missouri, for example, all visualizations will be adjusted to Missouri. But sometimes, suppose that I want to see Missouri and Iowa side by side, right? So I want to be able to select Iowa here and show Iowa chart here. And then on the bottom, I want to be able to select a different state, right? Just for comparison. To do that, you need to break the connection. So I want to select this visualization on the bottom, right? And if you see this, there is an option to break links, right? Or I can just go create new connection, right? I was gonna do create new connection. So this is gonna be a separate thing right now, right? If I select something, the rest of the visualizations will not be adjusted, right? You see? here I select something, and the rest of the visualizations are not responding because I broke the connection. Similar, if I go here, I select something here, this one is responding, the one here is responding, this one is not, because the connection is broken, right? Now I go back to connections, and I want this to be linked to the second one, right? So now what you could do is you can compare. Look, and the first on the top, I can select Kansas. And in here, I can select the Oklahoma. So see this, I have two state comparisons side by side, right? So that's one thing you can do. I broke the connections. I have these two linked together, and this two is another group. Well, I'm just showing you what you can do, all right? It's just one way. Or you can add a third group and show another state. There we go, see? So now, suppose that I'm tired of it. I want to get back to what it was. I can click on connection. Then here, I can just say add to existing. And I'm going to go back to the first one. I click here, add to existing. Oops. Add to existing. And go back to the first one. See? Now, I re-added the link. And when I select one point here, the same point will be selected in other visualizations. That's probably a good way to drill down, because my second visualization could be something it could be something more complex, right? And I want to filter it out by state, see? Or what I could do is also, I could select the two-door car, and then the rest of the visualizations will be filtered only the two-door car, right? Something like that. But you need to remember that the visualizations must be built from the same data source. You may have more than one data source in the same dashboard, right? But the visualizations that are linked must be from the same data source, okay? So now I'll just close it without saving. Okay. Next thing is, so I showed you this piece. Now, but if you look at the dashboard and what I did for you, I prepared more complex dashboard that we're going to use for the next part of the demonstration. So let's see if it's, okay, it's this one probably, car insurance dashboard. Here we go. So here is a more complex dashboard that I prepared for you. And as you see, this dashboard has 5 tabs. The first tab, what is this? This is the text box. And I specified the text size. I specified the background color. I specified the text color. That's an image, right? So if I go to the edit mode, oops. See, I go to the edit mode, I can show you here. If I go to the properties, see this, I did not copy and paste the picture. I provided the picture, the URL of a picture on the web, see? It's .png in this case, that's a file, and it's located on the web, see? This is just the text, and if you look at the properties, it just shows you. I changed the appearance, see that? Then this tab is just different visualizations, and I'm just showing the average total claim amount, and I chose this is just different accident type, different coverage type, etc. So I'm showing those here, and notice that I used different colors. This is just the pie chart. So I want to percentage of claims by vehicle class, percentage of claims by states, etc. This is my work for assignment 3, right? The data modules that I did, just assume I did. This is just the average by location. And I have a lot of visualizations. So this one is more advanced. So what it shows here is that I'm showing, so this one, each color code is for the gender. And this one is, it's showing the, so here I have it a state, right? Each column is a state, right? And this is the number of customers. It's showing number of customers per state, but also I want to show the number of male and female customers. So that's what color means. See, the color by gender here, it means that I want to show separate. I want to show emphasize how many males and how many females. So that's why I use that. All right. And this is even a little bit more complex, right? Well, I'm just using the color by employee status. That's all. Just try to use more properties and play around. So I've got how many tabs in here? 5, right? So notice that I put numbers on purpose, okay? Now, one thing is here is that I have 5 tabs, but suppose that I'm presenting it. How do I transition from one tab to another? Well, how long do I stay on each tab? Is there a way to show elements on each tab gradually? For example, when I open the tab here, I don't want to see all 4 visualizations at once. I want to see 1, then in few seconds I want to see 2, then in few seconds I want to see another one, etc., right? Or maybe I want to see the transitions between this, right? I cannot do it at this point, right? So that what does it lead us to? It leads us to our next topic, story. What is a story? Story is an overtime narrative. This could be similar to the PowerPoint animated presentation with visualizations. You present the insights about the data, but you do not need to actually export the visualizations from applications. So in order to make a presentation, you do not export the visualizations from Cognos to your local PC. You just do it straight in Cognos. You may add images, shapes, text, right? And widgets in addition to your visualization. So there are multiple ways to create a new story, but I'll show you what you're going to do for assignment 4. First of all, you want to make sure that your dashboard is ready, okay? Because from this step, any changes that you're going to make to your dashboard will not apply to the story. And I'll show you, this is a shortcut. So here is my story, right? My dashboard, sorry. What you're going to do is this. You're going to go here, right? It's saved. Now I click here. There is an option to save the dashboard as a story. Okay. For right now, let's select the slideshow. Okay. So the main difference is here for the slideshow, it's going to use the same, it's going to use different canvas. For each scene, and I'll show you what the scene is, it's going to use different canvas. Okay. So now I'm going to go select, see what happens. I want to save it in the My Content, and by default, it's going to name it as Story column, and this is the name of the dashboard. See, it's a default, but you can edit it. And I want to open the story once I save it. Okay, I'm going to go and save it. Well, see what happens? This is a story. Every tab in a story, every tab in a dashboard becomes a scene in a story. See this? I have this title page, average claim amount. See this? Claims distribution, etc. Right? So that's my story. If I click here, same here. This is my data. Right? This is my data. Here is a list of columns. Remember the calculations that I created. Why do I still see them here? Because I created those calculations in the data module, and because I created this straight from a dashboard, right? So if there is anything that I defined in the dashboard, in this case, those calculations will be available here because I took the dashboard and I saved it as this story, right? But still, it's better to define those calculations in a data module, right? So what is this? This is again the selectable filter, right? And there is no way to know if I don't use the descriptive name. There is no way to know what this is. I'll be wondering, what is this? Who knows, right? Okay, so see this different icon for different column type. And I can also add the calculations at, it's similar. I can add filters and I can apply the filter to all scenes, or I can apply the filter only to specific scene and minimize this. There is also undo, redo, edit mode, and the view mode, right? Edit mode, it means that the story is editable. View is just a preview, you can't edit it, right? Then similar, when you add new visualizations, see this? You can add them as brand new. You can use pins, see, it's nice. I added something to the pin and I see it here too. Isn't that nice? Right? Then, but you're not done yet. So what you did is you just saved, you just saved your dashboard as a story, but are you done? No. Why you're not done? Because you have to specify the transitions among the scenes, and you need to specify how the scene duration and how things appear, right? So first of all, here it's just showing you there are two transition styles, right? So when we selected the slideshow, in a slideshow, each scene has different canvas, but in a guided journey, all scenes are on the same canvas, and I'm on the same canvas, and I'm gonna show you, okay? But in both of them, regardless what you select, you may add, you may apply filters, you may change the scene duration, you may customize the transition, etc. Okay, but both of this you can create from scratch or from a dashboard, like I just did. But remember, if I go back to make changes to my dashboard, those changes will not be applicable to the story. Okay, there is no connection there. So see that now? So this is a slide, right? I can click on this, and this opens up the timeline, right? Let's look at this one. So see this in here, I have 4 objects on this, right, on this scene. So I click here, it's gonna open the timeline. See, I have 4 of this. Each object here in the timeline is represented as a bar. See this, and the duration is 5 seconds by default, but I can change it. How do I change it? I just take this and drag and drop. See, so now I'm changing it to 6 seconds. The last visualization will appear for the entire 6 seconds. Now here, suppose that the first visualization, I don't want to see it for the first 2 seconds. I just drag and drop. See it? Here, I don't see it because I specified I don't want to see it for the first 2 seconds. So it removes it from the preview. Now here, I want to see only 3 seconds, and I want to keep the rest as is. So now, if I play this, it's supposed to show me, see this, appears, disappears. Well, it just shows me, I can just play to see what exactly happens. But see, now I'm at the end of my 6 seconds, and I only see this visualization. Why? Because I extended the scene duration, and I only extended it for the last visualization, see? If I want to, I can do this too, see? So now, when I go back and when I play this scene, I preview it, see, not visible. Now it disappears, see? So basically, you want to kind of like test it first a scene at a time. Then you're gonna test the whole thing. But first, you want to make sure that it's doing what it's doing, right? And remember, So here you can rename this thing, you can duplicate or you can delete, right? And you can always add new thing and do the whole week, do the whole work from scratch. Not week, the whole work, okay? Like this. See this? I just selected the template, but then if I don't like what I just did, I can just delete. Okay? I can just delete, but remember that if I'm not careful, if I delete something, it cannot be undone, so I have to watch out. Okay? Well, sometimes you can undo, but there is a limit on how far you can undo. So let's save this. Remember, same thing, asterisk means not saved. You also got the connections between widgets, right? So if the visualizations use the same data source, they're going to be connected. Same concept that I showed you on the dashboard. It applies here too, right? To see here, I have the image, etc. Now, this is, I selected the slides, right? So if I go to the view mode, and if I go, well, I believe I may have to change some properties here, play all scenes. Okay, so here, see this is what it's going to be doing. I'm playing all scenes. See the transition. See, do you see that? Do you see things appear, disappear? Watch what's happening, right? I did not specify anything for other scenes, so they're going to be 5 seconds. But do you see, I did not really specify any transitions, right? I would have to edit more properties here. So let's save this. Let's go back to the edit mode. And remember that we have the properties, right? So properties. I selected the slideshow, but I want to select the animated path for transitions. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna do save. Then I need to change to the view mode, right? So then I have to go back to the beginning of this. See, now it's playing. Let's see what it's gonna do. You have to kind of like play around. It's not what I liked, right? Well, you can change this. Oops, edit. Instead of animated path, there was another option here. I'll go properties. I can do the sweep also, right? So now I'm gonna save and preview. But you have to go back to the first scene, right? Oh, do you see what's happening? Do you see what's happening? Watch how it's transitioning. Do you see? So that's a transition type. See how one scene changes to another? So that's what I meant by transition type, okay? You can also do the, so see here, I go to properties, and I can change this to the guided journey. Then there are different layouts of the guided journey, right? So I can do, well, I like not this one, but yes, I like this one too. But my favorite is this one. Okay. So here it is, right? Okay. Now I can go back, I can preview it. See, I can, so I'm here right now. I can play it. See what's happening? 5 seconds elapsed. It's going here. Now it's going to the next one. But do you see that each scene is on a different canvas, right? It's not on the same canvas. And so basically you still saw the animation, right? I did not. Okay. Now, what else you saw in here is this. It makes it very convenient because, see this on this very first slide here, there is an option to see all scenes. So see this one here and this one here, right? If I click here or if I click here, I can see all of my scenes. Why is it good? Because when I want to submit this for the grade, I need to prove that I created a story. So I could minimize this, right? I can submit this. I can submit the screenshot of this. So that will show the professor that I've got my 5 scenes, right? And see that's the title here. I'm showing things start showing a different time, right? Different timing. So those are the 5 scenes that I have, right? So that kind of like shows the proof that you have a story. I would take this screenshot, but before I did, I would probably do a little bit more of the zoom adjustment so that it's more readable, right? But this is one way, see? So I'll go back. Here, this is how you open this, right? So here, this just shows you this one, see? But of course, you can specify, you can change the property if you don't want to show this, right? So if you go to the properties, you have a choice if you want to show, see this, show all scenes at the start, show all scenes at the end. This is what it drives, but I like to show it. So that way, if I have to take a screenshot, I just take a screenshot of all my scenes. Make sense, right? And layouts are different. See, this one, but there is no transition type. You just specify the layout, looks like. That's a layout. Okay. Then here is the canvas size. You can change the color scheme. Oh, so many things you can do. I can't even imagine. The more I looked at it, the more I discover. So save. Oh, and another thing is that remember you could see what data is being visualized. Data tray is still here too. You can preview the data that you're working on just by clicking on this data tray. Easy, right? This is not taken away. This still exists here. Okay. So you can keep on adding visualizations, but the reason I'm not demonstrating it all because then our presentation is not going to end until morning. Trust me, I talk a lot. Okay, so we talked about that here. We talked this thing has a timeline where you specify when objects appear and disappear, right? Now, this is just the steps, what I did, how I saved this to the story, right? And I also created a video to show you a little bit in more details how to do that, right? Another way to create the dashboard is a long way, and you're gonna hate me. If I ask you to do that, you would have hated me because you would have to go here, you would have to go to story, okay? Then you specify what type of story you want, and like create, like, there is nothing to create. What's going on? Well, you would have to do this. You would have to specify the data first, right? You would have to find your data, perhaps this, add. Then each thing you would have to build visualizations from scratch. Or you could add visualizations also from your pins, right? But it's more work. I think it's much easier to create the dashboard, and when you're ready, export the dashboard as a story, and then define timelines and etc. Okay, not gonna save it, just gonna click on X. Okay, close without saving. All right. So another thing that you have in here is this is not something that you're going to submit for your grade, but know that you have it. In the team content, you've got some samples. So if you're not really sure what to do for your assignment, sometimes it helps to look at samples. So here are the stories. These 3 are examples. So see this, I can click on this and I can play it. I cannot modify it, but I can play it, okay? So just know it is there for you. See, I can play and I can see what they did, right? If you wanted to modify it, you would have to save a copy to your content area. You cannot modify anything, but you can play it because your permission for this is run. I already told you that you have a read-only permission for the samples, I lied. I did not want to get into much detail, but the permission is run. It means that you can access the files, you can see how they're configured, and you can also play the stories. You can preview. See that this is what they are doing. You're not gonna turn in you're not gonna take this file and submit, right? You're working with different data, but here you're getting an idea of what can be done. And you might borrow some of that idea to your story, but it does not mean that you're gonna go ahead and copy this, right? Close this. So you've got the samples, right? They're there for you if you have to look at it. And I think I would. Oh, this is just shows the correspondence between dashboard tarps and the scenes. Okay, so this is the samples. It's there for you to look at. Okay. Now, this is a fun part. Assignment 5 is your opportunity to work in a group. So you have a folder, remember, in the team content. If you go back, there is a folder with data, right? So this one is data for assignments. There is a folder for assignment 5. You have 5 data set choices, okay? 5 data set choices for assignment 5. But here, it has to be the choice of your team. As a team, you're going to choose one of these. So what I recommend is that when you're put in teams, you want to one of you want to appoint the team leader, okay? Because, and I'll show you why, because you want the leader to make a copy of the data into your team folder. You're gonna have a folder designated for your team. So as soon as you are placed in groups in the classroom, I will be notified and I'll take that and I'm going to create the folders, right? I'm going to create folders for your group in here in Cognos. I'm going to do configuration and your team is going to get the designated folder. So how do you access? Okay, as soon as it's done, as soon as my configuration for you is done, you're going to see this. There is a new folder here. Oops. Here, see this? You're going to see this folder, assignment 5 group work. As soon as I'm done with my configuration for you, you will see this assignment 5 group work. Inside this folder, there is a subfolder with your enrollment semester. Right now it's fall 2023, right? This is the team that you are enrolled in. You know, in a classroom at the top, you can see the session, right? And you probably know the session you're in. So right now, we have session 9040 and 9041 in progress. So you're going to see it's a naming convention. The folder name starts with your session, and this is your team name, team 1. Like, let's just assume, just for this demonstration, let's assume that I was assigned, I'm taking data 610, session 9040, and my instructor put me in team 1. Let's just assume, right? And this is where I'm going to be saving my files, okay? Let's further assume that my team enlisted me to be the leader, okay? So I'm a leader. And suppose that my team decided to work on cars data, right? So here is the data, an assignment 5 folder. This is cars data, and my team decided to work on this data for assignment 5. As a leader, I have to do this. I have to click here, and then I have to do this one, the move, copy or move. Do you remember from the first assignment? You do copy or move, but this time, instead of copying it to your personal folder, you're going to copy it to the team folder. But see this here, it shows you the current location in the folder where you are right now. You need to go back to team content. You need to go to assignment 5 group work, your semester, your team folder. Okay? Then you're going to select copy to, not move to, but copy to, because moving a file secretly delete the file from original location, right? You don't have permission to delete. So you're just gonna go copy to, right? Now, you want to make sure that the file was copied as expected. How do you do that? You need to go to the team content, right? And you need to go to your folder, right? Here it is. There we go. So this is my file, right? And if I'm a leader, I still have to do this. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go create data module, and I'm gonna call it as car data module, right? I'm gonna go here, save, and save it as cars data module, right? But here, where do I need to save it? I'm not going to save it to my area. Now I have to save it to the team folder. And where is the team folder? I go to where? Assignment 5 group work, enrollment semester, your team. Here we go. And I want to save it there. So that way my teammate can see it, right? So that's what it is. Now, before I log out, very important, I need to close it. Just get into a habit of closing all files. Because basically, well, you can share the work with your teammate, but it does not mean that 2 of you or 3 of you can work at the same file at the same time. So some people caused problems when they forgot to close the file, and then your teammate is trying to edit the file at the same time, So that, again, look, team content, right? Team content, so this is what? Assignment 5 group work, right? So that's me, right? So if I don't see this, well, there are a few things to check. Another thing to check is that to make sure that you have access to the folder. So if you go to here, right, so this is my account, there is my preferences. If you go to my preferences in a personal advanced, in here you can see all groups that you're a member of. See that? So here I can see that I am a member of this. This is a group name, right? It's just an example. I have to rename it. It has to be 2023. It's a typo, but anyway. So this is a group name, right? This is a typo. I have to fix the group name in the configuration later. But anyway, so this group membership allows me access the files for my group. Okay, all authenticated users. That one lets you access the system, and everyone. This is basically everyone in data 610. So everyone group gives you access to all these files, these ones, calendars, data, all of this, the pre-installed files plus data for data 610. So remember, if any of you, when you first logged in, if you did not see anything in the team content, it's because I had to add you to that group, right? So these files, access to these files is based on a group membership, okay? So you will be added, right? I'll take care of the configuration stuff for you as soon as the instructor puts you in groups. And it's going to happen hopefully end of week 9, start of week 10, okay? So now let's assume there is another classmate in the same group, right? So now I'm going to log out. I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to log in as the classmate who was placed in the same group, right? So I'm a classmate right now, and I'm gonna log in, right? So here I'm in the same group. So when I click on the team content, right, I also should see assignment 5 group work. I also should see this enrollment semester, and this is the work that my teammate did, right? So now what I could do is this. I can go to, see, this is a data module, right? But let's close it. I'm not going to do that, but what I want to do is I want to create data module, actually. So I'm working on the team content now, right? This is a folder. I'm going to be saving it to this folder. But see here, I click here, and I can do create data exploration, right? And as you can see, In this data set, you probably, there are several options here. You can be predicting the car efficiency on a highway, or you can be predicting the car efficiency on a city roads or the horsepower. There are three, right? So just to create something, I'm just gonna add any visualizations, and just in order to create the exploration, I just want to create the exploration workbook and save it. Oops. Okay, or I can just create the brand new visualization, and I can say whatever I want this to be, the spiral, and I want the target to be the city miles per gallon. Well, just an example, right? And I'm gonna save it. That's it. I'm not gonna do the project, but what I'll do is I'll just save it, okay? And how do I save it? I need to go to where? I need to go to the team content. See this? This is the team content. I have to go to assignment 5 group work, right? This is my folder, and I'm gonna say car exploration, right? Very important what I have to do now, I need to save it, and suppose that I'm done. I'm gonna close it, right? I closed it, okay? Close, close. Okay, now it's closed. Now what I can do, I need to log in, log out. I'm gonna log out, and I'm gonna log back in as original user, right? I'm gonna log back in as original user, okay? So my classmates did something, I should be able to see it. What do? I'm gonna go to the team content. This is the group work, right? Here it is, and I see the car exploration, okay? Easy. Another thing here is where you need to be careful. Unfortunately, something happened the day before the assignment is due because someone was not careful. Do not delete this, okay? So if you delete this data module, this exploration will become invalid. There is no way I know to fix it. No way. Even if I create another data module with the same name, no. I just cannot repair. The damage is done. The only way to restore it is to redo, okay? Because what's happening actually is this. If you look at these properties, notice this. Each data set or anything that any data module, it has this. This is a unique number that is assigned to that object. And your car exploration is associated with this unique number. It's not the name, it's this number, see? If I want to, I can rename this data module and my exploration should still work, okay? But if I delete this data module, my exploration is gonna be damaged permanently. There is no way to fix it, no way. Even if you create another data module with the same name, that's it. This is destroyed, that's it. So that's another reason why we stopped allowing people to upload the files, because people would go, change something in Excel, re-upload the file, right? And then try to use that file in a exploration. But then the problem is they had to start all over. There was no way. So, you deleted the file, you uploaded the file again with even with the same name. That's it. Your exploration is damaged, and you have to start the work from scratch. So that's why we had to figure out how to do the data pre-processing in Cognos. No more manipulation in Excel. You will not be re-uploading the edited data. It's because of these dependencies. It's one reason, okay? So just remember, that's one reason you're not doing any data pre-processing in Excel. You're doing it straight in Cognos because you don't want to be deleting the data file, okay? Because once you delete it, all the work that you've done is gone, okay? So let's see, I want to make sure that I cover it. It's a lot to cover here, right? So this is how to access. Well, this screenshot was taken a long time ago, but just remember now it's a fall 2023, right? But it just showing me Just an example, right? You're all in different sessions, you're all in different teams, but you're not supposed to see the team folder if you're not enrolled in the team. Like if I'm in team 1, am I supposed to see team 2? Not, right? If you do, then there is an issue that I need to fix as an admin, okay? This is just steps to copy, and you watched it. And remember, you cannot undo the deletions. That's it. It's just an error that it shows. If you delete the here, this was something on the home price, right? House value. I deleted the data module, and all my visualization, everything gets corrupted, right? This is another no-access error. This is what happens if I had something recently opened. Something that there was a file in the team folder that I had recently opened. It appears on my recents, but the file was deleted. So I can get this error, but well, it doesn't really, nothing to be scared of. But if you get this error, it means that you're attempting to access the file that was deleted by your classmate. That's all. Okay, this is just bonus example, and I created a video. Do you remember we were talking about the binning, where you rely on defaults, right? You can just select the binning for numeric columns, and it's going to define the boundaries for you. But this one, alternatively, you can just write the code case statement, and you can just define your own labels, your own boundaries. You can write the code if you want to, okay? Just a bonus thing. Now, guys, I want to hear your questions, please. And you can unmute yourself if it's easier and ask your question. Go ahead. For assignment 4, okay, so for assignment 4, this is what's going to happen. You're going to use the same data set that you used for assignment 3. You will reuse visualizations that you created, but you're going to have more, okay? You're going to add more visualizations, but you will reuse what you have, and you will add more, okay? So it's a continuation. You're going to be adding more visualizations, okay? You need to use the same data, reuse what you have. Yes, excellent. I'm glad I answered the question. Yeah. This is what I was just doing with my data here, right? Claims and weather. Yes, any other questions? So assignment 4, same data as assignment 3. Assignment 5, new data. You're going to select it as a team, okay? And if you want to really want to go for a challenge, there is the data set that is on life expectancy. It has some missing values, okay? Then another data set is on college graduation data. You're predicting college graduation rate. This is the actual data. Those are the samples of actual data, not joking, okay? This is a real application. Predict which factors impact the college graduation rate, okay? And cars data, it's also actual data. You want to estimate what's a car efficiency, yeah? So, and in the classroom, you'll find the data set description, right? Any other questions, guys, please? This is your opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity to ask while I'm here. Okay? I hope this session is helpful. So, but remember, you have to watch it more than once. That's how it works, because it's a lot, right? Anything you want, you might unmute yourself. Go ahead, unmute yourself and talk if you want to. No questions? So, well, going once, going twice. If there are no questions, guys, then we're gonna call it a night. And I want to thank you all for attending this session. Okay, and good luck. Enjoy the last 2 assignments. Oh, wait, let me see. Oh, okay. Most welcome, most welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna end the recording. And go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Yes, yes.
So it says that the assignment 4 is limited to 4 pages. could you give us an idea of what we would
4
put
pages?
into each? Yeah, says this.
Oh, I have to check because it's a pages of text. This is not pages of. I dubbed it. It's 4. I need to check. I dubbed it. It's 4, but this is a text, I think, because you're gonna have visualizations, right?
Yeah.
But I need to check. I'm not sure if it's 4. I have to check.
It says limited to 4 pages, excluding title page, excluding title page, references, and appendix. So 4 pages of content.
4 pages of the text, right? The explanation. So basically, yes, you look at the instructions and you want to make sure that you answer everything that's on a rubric and everything that's in the requirements, right? You want to make sure that you answer actually all questions, because you cannot. Well, see, that's the thing. I have to recheck, because you cannot say, okay, I did not answer these questions because it does not fit into 4 pages. So I have to check with. But you want to definitely make sure that all the questions in a rubric and all of these questions in assignment descriptions are answered, right?
Yep, sounds good. Thank you. Can I ask an unrelated question
Sure.
related to exploratory data analysis?
Sure.
When creating the decision trees, I find that Cognos limits how much of data it uses to create the decision tree. Is there a way to, first of all, is that normal? And secondly,
the data sets, yes. If your data set is large, it's going to take the random sample.
I see.
Takes the random sample, yes. I think there was the one on billionaires, that one, I think, right? Did you use the one on billionaires?
Billionaires is small, diamonds is large.
Oh, diamonds, sorry. Yes. For that one, if it's more than 10,000, I believe, I don't remember exact number, it's going to take a random sample. That's what it's doing. Yeah.
Is there a way for Cognos to randomize what it picks?
Yes, it does. It randomizes. It selects a random sample. But I'm not sure if there is a way for us to change it. See, this is the closed source software. It means we cannot see how models were implemented, right? But in your upcoming courses, you're going to do something with an open source like R, right? You can see the package implementation. You can even go into writing your own packages. You know what I'm saying? But this, yes, it's like a box. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the code, and you're also limited to decision trees. There is no way to do the neural networks, etc. Okay. Well, you're gonna learn more. Yes, you're gonna learn more. You're gonna learn regression. You're gonna do. You will see. Just. I mean, hold on until next semester. That's a lot to cover. You'll see R. You'll see Python. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity to write code. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? I love questions. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Well,
is there? I do have a question. I often find are you available by message, or is there a way to contact you if we are working on our assignments?
Well, you just submit the Salesforce ticket and the TA will respond, and if he does not have an answer, then he will pull me in. But if there is anything that you want to see, like something new, like a how-to question, sometimes I create video, well, you just request.
Okay.
I mean, the TA has been responding. He's been doing a great job with responding, as far as I know, right? But if it's something like an admin stuff, then I get pulled in and I fix. Okay. But of course, right now you're not gonna see your group yet because the groups have not been done the instructor has not assigned people to the groups yet. Okay. It's coming. It's gonna be in a few weeks. Okay.
Oh, I know the group I'm in. I believe we're all assigned in.
They already did the group assignment?
Yeah, I think I'm in group 3. Yeah.
Oh, I have to check. So I have to check, because if it's already done, then I could set up. I need to check. I don't know. But the groups are for the last assignment, not for this assignment. So I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'll check.
Yep. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? No? Going once? Go ahead and ask. I'm giving you an opportunity to ask them. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop the recording then and stop sharing, and thank you guys.